Hi, I'm Max.
And I'm Skylar.
Recently, we decided to start watching Bob's Burgers to see what it was all about.
And it didn't take us long to become completely obsessed with the show.
But one of the things we love the most about the show is the brilliant end credit sequences.
Which is why we created this podcast.
Each week, we're going episode by episode to talk about the elaborate end credits.
We're excited to have you join us right here on Bob's Credits.
We'll make sure the Bob's Burgers end credits get the credit they're due.
All right!
Chip chipperoo, everyone.
Chip chipperoo, friends, family, loved ones.
Welcome to the show. We are back for another Bob's Burgers filled extravaganza.
It is. That's right.
One of these days, I'm going to know how to naturally start a podcast.
Do you want me to make it even more awkward for us?
Always.
We are going to be babysitting pretty at the end, later in this podcast as we take on Sit Me Baby one more time. But we're not there yet, are we, Max?
We're not quite there yet. Guess what? Before we do anything, we've got a new Patreon subscriber to thank, and we have to burger upon their name.
Let's do it.
Thank you so much.
Mutts.
This podcasting thing is very difficult, y'all. Thank you so much. Chance Pants. Moving forward, you will be known as the Peach Ants Marzipants Burger.
Are there ants in it?
No, it's a Peach Ants
Chance. Yeah.
Marzipants Burger. It's a sweet burger, I'd say, right?
Yeah. Do you know that marzipan they'll be in the shape of a peach and they'll literally look like a peach?
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like I planned it.
It's like a candy burger. I love it.
Anyway, thank you so much, Chance Pants. We love having you on Patreon. We love having you in Discord.
I'm super excited to officially meet you during our live events, which our first one is this Saturday. So hopefully you'll be there.
Yep, as of recording this,
yes.
But not when this one comes out. It'll be a
Exactly.
different Saturday. So confusing. If you would like your name burger punned right here on the show at the top of the episode, subscribe to our Patreon. All tiers get it, but all tiers have different things and all sorts of fun things like the live events that Skylar mentioned. But that's enough business for me.
Are you ready for Skylar Sides, the fun facts before the fun facts?
Dish it, girl.
We have talked extensively about what an ode Bob's Burgers is to San Francisco, even though it's not officially set there, because that's where Lauren Bouchard was when he dreamed it up. Anyway, a amazing Belchie Suzanne slid into our DMs to share with us a very, very cool fun fact. So, did you know that the restaurant, the layout of the restaurant, was actually conceptualized from a San Francisco restaurant called Just For You Cafe? We've spoken about this before, but Lauren Bouchard basically snatched up local artists in order to bring his vision to life. One of those being Siren Norris. I believe I'm saying his name correctly. We've definitely had this discussion on the podcast before. Siren.
Yeah.
I like Siren.
Siren's good.
Better watch out.
Yeah, I'm a bird on an island and I'm going to lure you.
With my Siren song.
Yeah.
So Lauren Bouchard went around the city taking photos of restaurants that could help inspire Bob's Burgers, the restaurant. And nothing really did it for him until he stumbled upon Just For You Cafe. And he sent Siren an inside of this restaurant. And I have for you right here the very first pass at the inside of the Bob's Burgers restaurant. Are you ready to see it?
Yeah, so the original drawing of it, side by side with, oh, you're holding it up, okay. This is for those of you listening right now, if you want to see it, you should be following us on Instagram, Bob's Credits.
It will be up there now.
Every week with our episodes, we post a whole carousel of images that go with the episode for you to look at. And this is incredible. It's a drawing of this actual place. What did you say? It was Just For You?
It's Just For You Cafe, officially. And one of the reasons that Lauren Bouchard loved it so much is that the window where you can see. It's the exact window in Bob's Burgers. You can see the chef. You can talk to the chef. He wanted Bob to be able to speak to the family from the grill. So this window, which has honestly become like a character to us on this show, was from this beloved San Francisco restaurant.
Wow.
So this does have a sad ending. Just For You Cafe was a beloved restaurant in San Francisco. It was reported that regulars would come multiple times a day. I believe it had been around for 40 years, and the pandemic they could never recover from it. There was like a horrible smoke situation, and they got through that. And then the pandemic, and they never recovered. So they just recently closed. And I think Gal over on our Discord, one of our patrons, was discussing how the last owner, I believe his son worked at the restaurant. And guess what his name was?
Gene.
Zeke.
If it was Gene, two on the nose.
Yeah.
Or Little Bob.
And Gal was also kind of expressing like the parallel of these restaurants. Like Bob's probably isn't going to close because that would be absolutely tragic. But it definitely is this story of like, will I be able to keep the doors open of this restaurant? And while this restaurant gave Bob's Burgers so much heart, it definitely had some of its own Bob's Burgers heart. Underdog, beloved, regulars.
Well, I'm sad to hear they closed, and I'm sad we never got to go there because it would have been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
If you're a Bob's Burgers fan and you happen to know this already and you've been there and stuff, send us pictures. We want to see them.
Also, the current, I think his name is Reed, the person who sold it. It's set up for a restaurant. So he's really hoping a new restaurant will move in. Does anyone want to
build a
Bob's Burgers in there but also serve beignets? Any restaurateurs?
I know. Come on. Save just for you. I'm calling you out. The inspiration for your show. Save the place. Save the restaurant.
If I were rich, I would just get on a plane right now.
You would go buy just for you?
Why not?
Okay.
What a story.
Yeah. Well, who is our richest listener? I know you're out there.
I know you're out there, Mr. Fish Odor.
Yeah. Who is the Mr. Fish Odor of Bob's credits? I have a question for you.
Yeah.
If animated characters could get COVID, do you think Bob's Burgers would have survived?
It absolutely would survive, because if it didn't, the show would be over. If I don't know that Bob's would survive in its state right now. They never seem able to pay rent. They always, I was just reading that the restaurant industry, even famous chefs can barely stay open. It's not a good time for the economy right now, and it's not a good time to be a restaurateur. So
it's tough, but I think Bob's could really get a good to-go business going. Just get Teddy's his cart from the movie, put it out front. You're outdoors, cook them up.
Yes, but this is the whole thing. Does Bob really ever do the smarter business move?
Yeah, we've had whole Patreon episodes devoted to that.
I know. So anyway, let's move on to happier topics.
We are going to play a little Bob Pun or Max Pun.
Let's do it.
This week we are going to the original Burger Puns.
Good. We're going to be talking a lot about burgers in this episode because the B story is about burgers. But I am just really craving a good burger, so I'm ready to play this game.
Ooh, I love when you're craving a good burger because that means I get a good burger at some point during the week. Okay, your first pun is for cheddar or worst burger?
Bob's.
Max.
Oh, that sounds so good.
Your next pun is sesame, myself, and I burger.
Max.
Yes.
Because we've been eating black sesame all day. It's like our new
true.
favorite flavor.
We put black sesame in anything. Your next pun is the caprese anything burger.
It's a tough one. Bob's.
Max. And your final pun is the Fleetwood Jack Burger.
Bob's?
Yes.
I honestly thought it was you, but I just guessed.
You did pretty well. I wasn't keeping count, so.
You don't really know.
Yeah, I think you did well, is all I can say. Should we get into this episode?
I would love to.
Skylar, can we have the title and synopsis for Season 8, Episode 4, please?
The title is Sit Me Baby One More Time. Tina and Tammy face off for a babysitting gig. They both want the job until it turns out the kid is not only a bully, but a crotch kicker. Meanwhile, Linda and Bob take the kids to Serve, a fancy restaurant where the burger is supposedly to die for. Teddy wouldn't know this, though. He would never cheat on Bob's burgers. JK, he does. Louise and Jean catch him there, and of course, blackmail him for chocolate cake.
This episode came out on November 5th, 2017. It was written by Nora Smith and directed by Brian Lo Schiavo.
Tell me, what do you think of this episode?
I enjoyed this episode very much. I enjoy Tammy and Tina going head to head. Tammy's the worst. Tammy she's so jealous of Tina. Like, she is so jealous and insecure. For as insecure as Tina can be, Tammy 112 times more insecure.
Well, I think Tina knows herself. Like, she may, quote unquote, be awkward or nerdy, but she knows herself really well. And I think that is intimidating. It's her idea to babysit. It's her idea to be a hot mess for Halloween. And that's a really powerful thing to know yourself.
Who would you rather babysit you?
I'm having a hard time understanding that I'm younger than either of them, but maybe Tammy, because she just seems so utterly chaotic. I think it would be a great story for my future kids.
Who would you rather babysit Biscuit?
Tina.
Okay. Good to know. What do you think of the kid, Kendra?
We have some really creepy horror film vibes. Like, and that is true. Babysitting in general is a horror film trope.
Have you checked on the children?
Oh, God. When a stranger calls, right?
Yeah.
My knowledge of horror films is getting so much better within this relationship.
My work here is done.
The child is creepy, but her voice for her teddy bear, I forget his name.
Mr. Boom Boom.
Just terrifying. I really like the plot. I love the face-off. I love that Tammy really does have a reason to want to babysit because she has this root situation. I also, and we should post a photo of this on our Instagram, I love that this is a callback to her original hair color on the show.
Yes.
She has to babysit because she has to hide her roots with the headband. Also, I'm voting. I personally like her hair in the headband.
Okay.
Better than her ponytail. I think it is very cute. I don't know if you know this, but these headbands that we wore like as a kid in the 90s are coming back. Those flat headbands that you kind of use to wash your face with. I think it's a great look for Tammy. I vote for keeping it like that always. So I love the callback to that she's actually brunette in the show and was changed to blonde. And then I love the kid, but I love Zeke and Jimmy Jr. getting in on the action, having this teenage bonding moment, the leaves stuff down their pants. I loved it.
Yeah, the leaves in the pants is hilarious, and we'll get a great moment at the very end of the episode before the end credits.
Oh, good.
With those leaves. I just want to say, so you mentioned Kendra and her bear, Mr. Boom Boom, who obviously is the same voice. It's Kendra doing Mr. Boom Boom's voice. I hope Mr. Boom Boom isn't really alive, although
yikes.
We'll discuss that in the end credits. Kendra is voiced by Maria Bamford, who is like a well-known stand-up comedian. And she also voices Kendra's mom.
Oh, that makes sense. Same genes.
Yeah, I'm surprised they don't do that more often.
Yeah. Oh, is this the episode where I was so annoyed because it just sounded like Mr. Fraun was voicing everyone in the B story?
Yeah, and in this story, because David Herman did the voice of Kendra's dad,
Okay.
who also, and this will be in our carousel right now, side by side, looks a lot like Mr. Frond, I think.
Oh.
So it's a little weird because you're like, that's Mr. Frond.
He was just hanging around the production office and they were like, can you do every other character?
I mean, that's pretty much what he does a lot of the
He's
time.
the waiter. He's the dad.
Yeah.
I swear there's one other.
Yeah, I think there's certain people who are not like main characters, but are in the cast who are there to like do all sorts of additional voices.
It just took me out of the dinner scene.
Yeah, and even like hearing Kendra's dad too. It's just like it's too Mr. Frond.
Too many.
Too many Mr. Fronds.
Yeah.
It's like in the Matrix, everyone looks like Mr. Frond.
Okay,
Or
I
in Being
think
John Malkovich.
Louise needs to have a fever dream where Mr. Frond just keeps like duplicating.
Yeah,
That would scare the shit out of me.
She can go in like Being John Malkovich. When he
Yes.
when he goes into his own brain
Yes.
and everything is John Malkovich, everyone's John Malkovich, and they say Malkovich, Malkovich. That's all they say.
That would be such a
Mr.
fun
Frond.
movie to
Mr. Frond, Mr. Frond.
parody on this.
I wonder if they ever have in some form.
We would know.
Yeah, we're never really on top of that.
No. What are we on top of?
Yeah, good question. Don't let us babysit your kids is what we're saying. Okay, so let's talk about the B story here.
I have to be honest. I don't know why, but I love this B story. I absolutely love it. It is so simple, but I'm a huge fan. Remind everyone a little bit about the B episode.
The B story is, like we said, there's a restaurant in town, a fancier restaurant, upscale, that has a burger. And it's the rumored to be delicious burger. Bob's threatened by that. And Teddy swears that he would never even try it. But Teddy likes to test burgers around. You know, he loves Bob's, but...
He said he follows 40 other... not 40 other, 40 burger blogs. This man has a passion.
Yeah. I like a fancy burger. I like an overpriced burger, if it's a good one.
I have no qualms about going to a really nice restaurant and ordering their burger. Zero. I love a good burger, and I hate a bad burger.
Anthony Bourdain, who is like known for like, he hated like fancy burgers. He wanted just a regular burger. I think he would be all about Bob's, not about serve.
I don't think it was a fancy or not fancy
it was a toppings thing.
It was just don't be an idiot.
Yeah.
So I don't think he would like Bob's because Bob's puts a lot of shit on his burgers, which Anthony Bourdain is like, you need American cheese, you need lettuce, you need tomato.
But that's just his burger, Bob's burger of the day. Anthony Bourdain doesn't have to order that when he goes in there. He could just get
but
the
he
regular.
would rant about it.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
We have a place out here that has a really good overpriced burger that we get regularly.
Yeah.
I love it.
We've talked about it 17 million times.
I know, because we're always talking about burgers and we're like,
I know.
Burgers, and then, yeah.
This is the chef's burger.
Yeah.
It is a thick patty, not a smash patty.
I love a thick patty.
It has a Parmesan crisp.
Oh, yeah.
It has a runny fried egg.
Oh, God.
It has really amazing in-house hot sauce with a crunch bun.
And bacon. Delicious bacon.
Oh, and bacon.
And ketchup leather.
It has ketchup leather on it, too.
Yes.
Okay, I want to be honest with y'all. I told you all to please follow our YouTube channel because we were going to have really exciting stuff coming on there. But then something happened in my life, and we will talk about it next week. And those plans got put on hold. But we are going to be doing some Bob's Burgers recipes on our YouTube channel. And one of the things I want to do for y'all, I want to show you how to make ketchup leather because we're going to put it on one of Bob's Burgers. But it is basically you put ketchup in the oven, low and slow. And you know, like healthy natural fruit roll-ups? That's what it makes. But it's really cool because it's like a retainer to the bun. So if you put the ketchup leather on the bun, then the burger, it helps the bun not get soggy
Mm-hmm.
And it is so cool. We're going to show you how to make it.
Yeah, it's like if you're trying to picture it, it looks like Kraft cheese slices, but it's
Ketchup.
It's red, and it's like, yeah,
Yeah.
so good.
Anyway,
we digress.
So I love this B story so much. First of all, I love that the kids are blackmailing Teddy, and Teddy really thinks the stakes are like very high. And they are, because it turns out Bob is really weird about other people's burgers. So when they're all seated around the table at this fancy restaurant, also did you like seeing Linda and Bob get to go and be served and sit down as much as I did?
Yes. Yeah.
I loved
I think the whole
it.
family, I love seeing them out.
I love seeing them out.
Yeah.
Linda's making money in the bathroom, but they're all seated at the table, and Bob really genuinely says, "It's okay. Family, let's all have the burger. Let's all taste the burger. I'll be fine." And the kids and Linda are like, Nope.
Nope.
He'll never let it go.
We've been through this before.
And the flashes of them being like, this other person's burger is awful. It's such an honest portrayal of a family. Like knowing someone's trigger, and we all kind of work around it. It was just really, really sweet moment.
It's like when I show you someone else's funny tweet.
That's not true at all.
And it's not as funny as mine, right?
It's definitely but that's like so not true, because you appreciate other people's humor.
I do. I was just
fully.
Yeah, I really do.
Yeah. It would be like us going over to one of our friends' houses and the partner cooks dinner, and you're like, I think I would get jealous if you're like, oh my God, Lisa is such a good cook.
Oh, that Lisa.
I think I would genuinely be Bob. I would be so upset.
Really?
I would
You're
get a little.
You're such a good cook, though. I would never like.
But I'm not like a mate. Like I'm not like a chef. So I would just get like really. I don't know. Anyway, let's move on.
We're not going over to Lisa's anytime soon, so Don't worry about that. I don't really have many fun facts other than Tina mentions briefly, or they're reading her flyer and it says bad at math, which is I appreciate because same.
Her whole flyer is phenomenal.
Nobody puts your baby in the corner.
I just love this little girl.
Yeah, she's great. Yeah, that's really all I have. Should we get into these end credits? Is there anything else you want to say about the episode?
Let's just briefly talk about the runner, which is
Linda in the bathroom.
Did we need it? Did you love it? Tell me all about it.
You don't necessarily need it because both storylines are so strong as is, but I love it. It's hilarious. I like a runner that kind of is like tacked on to a B story, and it's great. It's so funny when she's like pulling stuff out of her purse, and she's got everything you could possibly need. She doesn't need one of these like bathroom attendants, but then to start making money that way is hilarious. Bathroom attendants, man. The guilt I feel when I go to a bathroom with a bathroom attendant and I don't need anything. And you handed me a towel and
I don't have cash.
Yeah, right. Who has cash these days?
Yeah. Can you imagine all the things that they would hear?
It's just standing there. For me. Oh, yeah.
I do also like how the runner ties up the B story. Linda's able to pay for the remainder of the dinner, pass the coupon with her side project, which is always satisfying and lovely. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we are going to get into the end credits then. First, we will hear the very final moments, which is the Belchers have picked up Tina from her babysitting job.
Oh.
Yes. You in the front, raising your hand.
I had the deepest feels during this scene.
Oh.
I was deeply moved. I don't have a big family. I don't have siblings, so I never experienced let's go pick up my big sister from babysitting, but it just felt like the most honest family moment ever, and I kind of wanted to cry.
Yeah, it's so sweet that they're all together after this dinner and going to pick Tina up.
I might cry now.
There's my little cutie, Andrews.
How'd it go, Tina?
Oh, nothing I couldn't handle.
Speaking of handles, what's going on down there?
Oh, right.
Okay, that's odd.
So that's where leaves come from.
We need to mention, Linda mentions it in the car. Tina comes out in the first scene of this episode. She says, I'm starting this entrepreneurial business in babysitting. And Linda goes, is that because does this have anything to do with the fact that we watched Sound of Music last night? And it just is this like dream of her sitting on a hilltop playing to the children. And that plays into the end credits.
Yeah, in that classic Julie Andrews outfit. And as we heard, a little Julie Andrews reference at the end there.
Tell us what we see here.
We see, so we're in the normal kitchen sequence, except, so we've got Bob and Louise prepping burgers, but Tina is in the foreground playing a guitar as she was in that fantasy we just talked about, dressed in that outfit as we talked about, and she's singing this song to us.
And she's tapping her foot and...
Left-handed. She got a left-handed guitar.
Well, we knew she was left-handed from earlier.
That's what I'm saying,
she's still...
Even in the fantasy, she's playing a left-handed guitar.
That's so good and so smart. I love that you caught that.
And that's how you pay in a restaurant.
What happened there?
3 things. Linda is coming to the window and she's singing a song.
She came from the opposite side that she normally comes from when she picks up the burger in the generic kitchen sequence.
And she is singing this song that she was singing when she came out of the bathroom at the fancy restaurant. We also see Mr. Boom Boom coming from the left side of the screen. He's
next
dancing.
to Tina. Yeah, next to Tina.
Tina has seemed to tame him somehow.
Maybe it's the music. I don't know.
Maybe she really is. What's her name in Sound of Music?
Julie Andrews. Or the character?
Yeah.
I don't know the character's name off the top of my head. I don't know why.
I think it should be Julie Andrews.
Yeah. Julie Andrews
sure.
should always be Julie Andrews.
She's so cool.
Like, isn't she Julie Andrews in The Princess Diaries?
Yeah, her character name is Julie Andrews.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see what happens here. We should mention that Mr. Boom Boom is Sans Kendra. So he is real? I mean, this could still be a fantasy because, again, we're in Tina's fantasy attire.
True.
So it could be in Tina's head.
And she would think that she could tame Mr. Boom Boom. Have you seen Princess Diaries?
No, I just know it's
We're going to
Julie
watch
Andrews.
it.
Okay.
We should watch it.
Okay, I'm down.
You do not look excited.
I'm excited.
I
love Anne Hathaway. And wasn't that like her...
Oh, yeah, big breakout.
Her breakout role? Let's
oh
do
my
it.
gosh, Mandy Moore sings a little ditty on the beach.
Oh, sign me up.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's how you pay in a restaurant.
What did Gene say?
I'm sorry, I let it play through. I think it said Piggy Piggy. Did he say that at some point in the...
I don't know.
We're so bad at this.
Gal?
Yeah, Gal will DM us and let us know because we're so bad at knowing what Gene says in these end credits. Okay, so basically what happens there is Mr. Boom Boom is doing all kinds of like wild arm flailing and leg kicking dance moves and spins and stuff. Linda makes another pyramid. What is going on here? Linda built the pyramids, just in case you were curious.
That tracks.
Linda makes another appearance in the window as she's singing her version of the song. I love a mashup, by the way.
Love a mashup.
And then what do we get at the very end?
My favorite part of the end credits, Gene enters in his burger costume, maybe a little nod to Serve's Burger, and he is eating blackmail cake. It's my favorite part. Also, the cake looks really good. It's like Trunchbull level good.
Blackmail cake tastes better than just any kind of regular cake.
See, this is what I would want to create on our YouTube channel.
Blackmail cake.
Blackmail cake.
Yeah, okay.
Right? Like,
Yeah.
Don't you want a recipe for blackmail cake?
I do. I would love a recipe for blackmail cake. I don't want to know how you got the recipe or who you had to blackmail for it, but yes. highlights, lowlights for these end credits.
I already said my highlight. What about you?
I just love the mashup. It gets my foot tapping.
Can you read the song lyrics to us?
Yeah, they're very simple. Bad at being a nun, but great at having fun with kids. And that's how you pee in a restaurant. Bum bum.
This mashup, I mean, we already got this song with Linda, but these Tina lyrics are brand new and are poking fun at Sound of Music. I love it. And I love Tina's perception of herself as Julie Andrews. I think that's very funny. Love it.
I do too. Should we score them?
Yeah.
We score on a scale of 1 to 10 H's at the end of Tina's
You're going to go first.
Okay. I am going to give these a 7.5 H's.
What was last week's? Do you remember? Oh, it was the Wolf of...
Yeah, I can't remember what we scored them, but Linda had a very annoying intro and outro on that one. So I'm
That's
not
what
sure.
you remember.
Yeah.
That's negativity bias.
Yeah.
We remember the bad things.
That's true.
I'm going to give it an 8.
Okay.
The cake and Tina's lyrics really set it over the edge for me.
Yeah, I was kind of wavering between 7.5 and 8, so I'm kind of with you there. Yeah, I think it's just plain feel good end credits that features little parts of the plot and a nice little toe tapping song for you to leave the episode with.
I love it.
Those are the end credits to Sit Me Baby One More Time. Thank you everyone for listening. As we said, if you want those visuals that go with this episode, Bob's Credits on Instagram and anywhere here on social media, we should be there. YouTube, Skylar's pitching the YouTube, and hopefully we'll start getting those.
I can't, under good conscience, I cannot tell you to subscribe to our YouTube right now.
Go subscribe. You can say you were there before it got popping.
Poppin'.
And leave us a review. Thank you to those of you who already have. They mean the world to us. We always show it to each other, and we do the cry emoji in real life. Mm-hmm. And it just means so much to us. It helps the podcast out. Yeah, if you could please leave a review for us, we'd appreciate it. Anything else you want to say, Skylar, before we get out of here?
Stay chocolate saucy.
Blackmail chocolate
I'm
sauce?
just so hungry.
Okay,
I'm
we'll
just
get you,
so hungry.
Let's go get you some chocolate sauce then.
Okay.